Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Stargate. This is season 1, episode number 21. This episode is called Politics. Last episode may very well have been my favourite episode of this season so far. There was just something about it. Like, I was hooked. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I loved it so much. Seeing the team go to this planet where they discovered this kind of collection of objects that the Goa'uld had basically taken there for safekeeping, I guess, and had left it behind because we saw this warning kind of symbol cartouche that had Teal'c, like, we need to go because this world is just full of radiation. There's nothing alive here. We need to leave. But Daniel, being Daniel, touched a device which then turned on this mirror. He then touched the mirror and ended up in this alternate reality where Catherine was running SGC. Hammond did work there, but he wasn't the general. Jack worked there. Sam was an astrophysicist, wasn't really part of SGC, but did help them out, and was also engaged to Jack. And we learned that the Daniel in that world had died in Egypt, most likely. So it was absolutely amazing to see, like, this alternate reality and these people fighting. And it was really nice to see. I think his name's Walter, who does the Stargate chevrons. He was even still there doing the same job. And Catherine basically sacrificing herself so Daniel could get back through the gate to get back to his own reality. I just thought it was absolute genius. But now we know that the Goa'uld are very much likely coming to this Earth, and it is going to happen here. So Daniel is now, like, panicking now that he's back where he needs to be. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the last 2 episodes of this. So let's go.
These are the coordinates the Goa'uld will launch their attack from. It was a warning.
Yeah.
Or so your vision foretells.
No, it wasn't a vision or dream or hallucination. It was
a reality.
Real. I was experiencing an alternate reality.
And you were there, and you were there, and there's no place like home.
As a matter of fact, you were there.
Daniel, it's not that we don't believe you.
They all
So you
died.
do.
No, it's just that we don't believe you.
Jack, this is very important.
All right.
Something
Daniel,
needs to
when you
happen
were in
here
this
for them to
alternate
believe
reality,
him.
Were there differences?
Yes. Teal'c was leading the attack on Earth. I wasn't even part of the program. You and Jack were engaged to be married.
Excuse me?
Okay, even if you did actually experience this alternate reality, doesn't the very fact that there were differences mean that we won't face the same fate?
Yes, but the defining event, the death of Ra, took place in both worlds. 50cc.
An attack of retribution.
Engaged?
It is theoretically possible.
It's against regulations.
I'm talking physics, sir. The whole concept of alternate realities, entire alternate universes, was predicted by Einstein a long time ago.
I thought you might all be here.
Major Samuels, I thought you'd been transferred to the Pentagon, sir.
I was. Stargate mission analysis.
This guy was in X-Files.
Hearing?
It could mean the end of the Stargate. The hearing is at 1400 hours. I look forward to seeing you all there.
Brilliant.
Colonel O'Neill, Captain Carter, Dr. Jackson,
Teal'c.
Teal'c, with an apostrophe, I understand. Let me first say that your illness robbed me of the chance
Jack is like the
to serve in
best.
this country's military. I have the greatest respect for those who do. Having said that, I want to make one thing abundantly clear.
There's always a
I am
but.
by nature suspicious of all things secretive. I must admit that I find the very idea of this
Abhorrent.
facility, of this command, offensive. It is far too dangerous to be this secretive.
Oh.
I have found several examples where you have averted tragedy on a global scale by the skin of your teeth, and virtually none where you have brought back anything of worth. However, since I have, on occasion, been wrong before,
How many of those occasions?
the President of the United States has asked me to hear you out.
As long as you've got an open mind.
Dr. Jackson, I'm sure as a scholar of ancient mythology, you are familiar with the story of Pandora.
From Greek mythology, of course. The first woman ever created by Zeus, who, according to legend, gave her a box and warned her never to open it.
But she did.
That's what
Out
he's
of
saying the
curiosity,
Stargate is.
Despite the warning of her
box.
God, who was also her father, she did. And from it sprung all the plagues, pestilence, and evil that exists now in this world.
And keeping in mind that we are talking about a myth, she closed it in time to keep hope inside.
Then should we not
Like we close the iris,
close
I
the
guess.
gate for the same reason?
The gate, i.e. the box, is already open. Now what's done is done. We made ourselves an enemy by killing Ra. See for yourself. General, I suggest we dial up old P4A771, I believe it was. See how long the good senator lasts in that world.
I have spent a career listening to doomsayers in uniform. Let us build our billion-dollar machine and we will save America from the barbarians at the gate.
This time, there really are barbarians. They're called ghouls, and they really are at the gate. That one!
Then I suggest we close it.
For good.
Senator, we have reason to believe that the Gould are about to launch an attack in force in ships.
Not through
And
the
I think
gate.
they'll regret taking on the United States military.
Is this the dude in the alternate reality
Oh, you're right.
that
We'll
caused
just
what
upload
happened
that
in the
computer
alternate
virus on
reality?
the ship.
If they come in ships, Senator, we won't be any match for them. At their level of technology, they can wipe us out from orbit.
I'm not convinced of that.
General, what the hell are we doing here? This man has made up his mind already.
Sit down, Colonel.
Colonel.
Well, I like that he looked to Hammond.
Do you stand by SG-1's record?
Yes, I do.
Then let's just go through it, shall we? On the 10th of February of this year, you, along with a team led by Major Charles Kowalski, went through the Stargate on a reconnaissance mission to rescue both Dr. Jackson's wife and her brother, and to determine the Goa'uld threat.
I read from the personal report of Colonel Jack O'Neill, dated the 23rd of February.
I didn't expect this episode at all.
Skara was chosen. I tried to stop them from taking him away, but was struck by an alien staff weapon. In that moment, Apophis gave the order.
So even with your team unarmed, at the enemy's mercy, in the palm of their hand, as it were, one of their own was able to set you free.
It wasn't that simple, Senator.
Read on, please.
Oh,
We
God.
met heavy resistance on our return to the Stargate and became pinned down by enemy aircraft.
It seems to me that Major Kowalski made light work of what you referred to in your report as a death glider.
Oh,
They were
God.
taken by surprise. I wouldn't expect it to be as easy next time.
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, they weren't used to fighting humans with our level of technology. Now they know what we have.
These Goa'uld are a dangerous race.
More dangerous than you could possibly know.
That's it forward.
If they're so strong, why did you switch sides in the first place?
Because what is right cannot be measured by strength. Your world values freedom. I wish that very same freedom for my people.
Well, I don't want to appear callous, sir, but I believe that's your problem, not ours.
Oh, Teal'c.
It will soon be yours as well, Senator Kinsey. For the Goa'uld are as powerful as they are evil. The Goa'uld have enslaved a galaxy of worlds.
I don't care about other worlds. I must place the citizens of this country.
He's,
Then you would be wise to heed our warning, Senator Kinsey.
yeah.
For when the Goa'uld finally do come in force, and they will, your citizens, as the strongest, most powerful country of this world, will be among the first to die.
On your return from the Chulak mission, Major Kowalski became infested with a Goa'uld parasite, correct?
Yeah.
That's correct.
He very nearly destroyed this facility.
Stopped him.
Yes, you did. On that occasion, with the loss of a fine officer, you did. But consider the myriad plagues you could bring back through the Stargate. Reason enough to shut it down forever.
We saw that though, didn't we? With, what's her name? What was that the little
I
gal?
quote now from the official report of General Hammond, dated March of this year, concerning a dangerous disease brought back by SG-1 from another world.
If you hadn't been able to find the cure so readily, if it had reached the general population, if the effects weren't reversible. Colonel O'Neill.
This guy sees the bad
you
side of
very
every
nearly
situation,
died
doesn't
on
he?
yet another occasion when infected by
Nanocytes, sir.
You almost lost containment, Captain Carter.
Oh, no.
Yes, they tried to mutate in the lab. But after the incident, the general ordered all samples of the nanocytes
Destroyed.
And what about next time?
Well, there won't be a next time.
Colonel O'Neill, you are like reckless children and you're playing with fire.
If you shut down this program,
God, even
now, when
Hammond
it's
looked
needed
pissed
most,
there.
For what?
To gather technology.
Not at this price or this level of competence.
My people are the best out there, Senator.
I'm sorry, General, but your best is not good enough.
What if I told you I knew that they were coming? In ships? What if I said that a ship larger than
Oh,
the Great Pyramids
Lord.
was going to land right on top of this mountain in a matter of weeks, maybe days?
Then I would be curious to know why you've waited until this moment before saying so.
Because I didn't think anyone would believe me. And if I didn't live through it myself, I'm not sure I would, but it is a fact. And if you shut this program down, you will have robbed us of our one chance to stop them before they get here.
We think Daniel may have experienced an interdimensional transfer to an alternate reality.
Shit.
I beg your pardon. I've heard enough of this.
Yeah.
Senator, the Gould were bombarding our cities from space. We were defenseless against their weapons.
Then I say, let them come.
Where do you get this bureaucratic bull? You're talking suicide.
You underestimate this great nation.
It is you who underestimates the enemy.
Yes.
We have challenged Apophis. He will not rest until the people of this world worship him as their god.
There is only one God, sir. If the Goa'uld do come, then we will be able to tell them we have buried our gate in the ground forever and will never step through it again. If they challenge us,
They won't
we shall
care though
prevail.
because Ra's already dead.
And if they do not come, which I think is infinitely more likely, then at least Pandora's box will have finally been closed once and for all.
They don't know about the second gate, do
If
they?
you will excuse me,
They don't know about the
I have
second
business to
gate.
attend to.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry it had to end like this.
Get out of here. I would like to request permission to return to the Stargate before it's permanently sealed.
Oh,
If this world does not intend to continue its struggle against the Goa'uld, then here I do not belong.
I think I'm going with it. I can't allow that, Colonel. I'm sorry, but you know that. The President has made it perfectly clear if we were unable to convince the Senator, we would cease operations effective immediately.
So what?
we're sitting ducks.
That's it, Colonel.
I expected chaos going into this. This wasn't the chaos I expected, but it was still chaotic. Saying that, the president was unable to get this senator to not shut down the Stargate because he was in charge of expenditure and things, and he delved into it along with Samuels. And it was really nice to see glimpses of all of the past missions that the guys had been on where things had happened to them, because this guy is intent on not letting anybody back through the Stargate because A, it costs too much, and B, he's like talking about threats and things and viruses that can be brought through, yet he's unwilling to listen to the good that the Stargate's done. He just listens to all of the bad things, and it's just a case of him, he comes across as one of those people that hates, well, for use of a better term, aliens. He probably would get really angry if there was a situation where people needed sanctuary or if there was refugees. He would probably be one of those people that would have voted against something like that. And it's he's just adamant that the Stargate is such a bad thing. Yet, we know they were doing things on the Stargate in 1945. So we've had all of this time, yet now is the time that this guy wants to get it shut down. And seeing them having to justify themselves around the conference table, and Hammond's getting angry as well. We see him get angry sometimes, but we've never really seen him get angry really in this way, going up against people above him. Him basically saying to Teal'c at the end when he wanted to leave, I can't let you do that. And then I didn't expect Jack to say that he would want to go with Teal'c, but it just kind of makes sense because Jack's probably thinking to himself, well, if I don't have the Stargate here, what do I have? I'd rather go with Teal'c and keep fighting the Goa'uld, and I really like that. Daniel would probably have gone with them as well, to be fair. But seeing how we're now waiting for this Goa'uld attack, it's going to come at some point, because even Teal'c said it's going to take time for them to get everything that they need for the battle, for the ships to get there, because they're a feudal system, a feudal society. And then Daniel trying to basically say to them, look, this alternate reality happened. It was quite funny when he was trying to explain how things were different and how Jack and Sam were engaged, and that's all that he was focused on. That made me laugh quite a lot, because that's very Jack. Jack has this very dry sense of humor that really makes me laugh, and he probably makes me laugh the most out of everybody. There's just something about that guy that I actually find really funny. But going forward, now that it's a to be continued, seeing what happens next is going to be interesting, because I'm expecting the Goa'ulds to turn up, so I'd be really surprised if we don't even see them this episode, the next episode, because I thought at one point during this there's going to be an off-world activation, but then to see the Stargate went during a meeting, but it was just one of the teams coming back. I was like, that could have easily been an off-world. And that's what I was expecting to happen, but we didn't get that. So I'm wondering if we get that in the next episode, or we somehow manage to go through the Stargate and go somewhere away from this senator, because I can see this absolutely going to shit. So I may just go watch the last one, and I will see you guys later. So thank you.